Hello YouTube, Totalhenry here, and this is a very special video because this is my top 10 Pokemon Gen 3 drawings. Gen 3 took a long time for me to finish because I started going to college and life just got in the way. So I finally finished it. I just drew the last Pokemon today, and I looked through all of my drawings and I have picked out my 10 favorite drawings. And I tried not to let my personal feelings about the individual Pokemon affect that, and this is just my opinion. So this was really hard for me to pick. There was a lot of drawings I liked that I just couldn't put in this list. So here it is, my top 10 favorite Generation 3 Pokemon drawings. So at number 10 is Aron. Now, I'm a huge fan of just doing regular pencil drawings, and I think this one came out really nicely, and pencil drawings and just sort of black and white drawings are something I want to try to do more of on this channel. And not really too much to say. It's not higher on this list because there's another pencil drawing that I think came out better, and this one doesn't pop quite as much as I would like it to, and some of the shading right there just looks a little weird, but this is still one I really like. Now at number 9 is Surskit, and now this drawing has a special place in my heart because this was the very first video that I did where I just went straight in with the colored pencils. I didn't use inking, I didn't use a regular pencil. I just used just colored pencil, no guidelines, and I think this one turned out really well. And I've done that sort of going straight in with colored pencils a few times in a few other videos. And I think CDOT and Feel, those are the only two I can remember. I think Whalmer I also did that technique in, but I think Surskit came out the best. And it's also the first one I drew that way. I really like the shading up here. Yeah, so Surskit at number 9. Number 8 is Jirachi. Now, I don't know how well this comes across in the video, but to make this piece, I used a technique called stippling, where you build up tone using a bunch of dots. And the idea is it looks like one solid value when if I pull it back. And part of the reason I had this on the list was just because this was something new that I wanted to try, and I'm always trying to do something different in these videos, use a different technique or something. And I think parts of it are better than others. The emptiness right here looks a little bit weird. I particularly love the way the dots came out over here. I feel like you get a sense that this is some sort of like, I don't know if it's fabric or whether it's like Jirachi's wing, but I feel like you get a sense of the fold, and I really like that. I also like the way the dots came out right here on Jirachi's little headdress, whatever it is. But yeah, this took me a really long time to make. The reason it's not higher is, as I said, there's something about it that looks a little awkward to me. Just, I think mainly this big white stripe right there. And I think the different wings are off. Other than that, it was a lot of fun to make. A little tiring, but I would like to do another stippling video in the future. Not too soon because I did this one fairly recently, and this will drive you insane. So coming in at number 7, I believe this was 7, we have Torkoal. Now, the main reason I have Torkoal on here is this smoke right here, and I think I did an excellent job, if I do say so myself, at drawing the smoke, but you can still see Torkoal's legs and shell. I really like the way that came out. I think some of the shading on the cloud right up here is a little messy. But I also like the shading of the black on the shell and the different values that I got. And I still really love the smoke effect. Yeah, so overall, I just really like that effect, and that's why it is at number 7. Now number 6, we have Deoxys, and I just finished drawing this just a short while ago. And just like with Jirachi, part of the reason I put Deoxys on this list was I did something new. Deoxys had all these different forms, and I tried to include them all in one drawing. And initially I was going to have the different forms, the attack, defense, and the speed one. I was going to draw them using cross-hatching and just sort of, they were going to be black and white. But in the end, I decided to use the different colors that Deoxys has, blue, purple, and orange, and sort of make them kind of like ghosts in the background. And then I thought it contrasts well with the Deoxys up front that has all the colors, and just like the intense shading right here versus this more simpler shading. I do think that the 3 figures in the back look a little rushed, a little childish, like some of the colors go out of the lines. And I will point out a huge mistake where I have that line right there that I just didn't know how to fix it. Maybe if I find my whiteout, I will go back in and fix that. But yeah, I also really like this Deoxys drawing just because of the shading right here in the face. And I think the actual color Deoxys came out really nicely. And the purple in the back is also, I think, probably my favorite out of the 3 in the back. So this is something I'd like to try again, doing some sort of different composition for these Pokemon videos. If there are any other Pokemon coming up in Gen 4 or beyond that have different forms, maybe I'll try to put them in some sort of, some sort of composition. I can always go back and draw or make videos for all these other 3, but I didn't want to do that right now. So Deoxys, what number am I up to? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I think this is number 5. I can never keep count. Yes, this is number 5. So coming in at number 5 is Groudon. Now this piece right here, Groudon, I think is the longest time I've ever spent on a Pokemon video. I think I spent a little over 3 hours on this. It's not the longest time I've ever spent on a video for this channel, but for a Pokemon video, some of these Pokemon I can just draw in like 20 minutes. But this one, for Groudon, I spent a lot of time, and I really like the shading. Like I think on the hand, I think that came out nicely. I used a bunch of different colors for the scales. And I just like the way the orange looks against the red, and I don't know, I'm really happy with it. I put blue in the background because my Kyogre drawing had red in the background. I thought that would be I like the idea of having Kyogre and Groudon have a background color that was the opposite of what they were associated with. Like Groudon was in Ruby, and he's sort of associated with red or orange, so I decided to put water behind there. I don't know, and the blue in the background, I think, might take away a little bit from the Groudon in the foreground, but I still really like it. And I spent a lot of I can't speak. I spent a long time on this, so this holds a special place in my heart. Yeah, I also like the just the way some of the shading came out on the claws, just the different level of tone. For some of these Pokemon videos, I just colored in and then I put black for all the shadows. So whenever I'm able to add other colors or other layers of tone, I'm really happy because it meant I took the time to do that. So yeah, Groudon is number 5. Now for number 4 is Latias. Now, I picked this one because I like the way the shadows came out, and usually when I do shading I just use black, but here on the white, instead of using gray, I used sort of a blue tone, and then the body I used a purple color. And that's something I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to not just use black to shade stuff. I'm trying to use different colors, and something I experimented with this just actually a few weeks ago for a college drawing project. And so it's something I'm going to continue working with, and I just kind of like the way this looked. It doesn't get, the shading here doesn't get as crazy as some of my other drawings. And overall, I think it's a nice step. Maybe this could be pushed a little bit farther, and maybe I can make it pop out a little bit more. But I still really like this, and it's very, very clean. And yeah, I think I did an okay job on this one. Now at number 3, I usually try not to have Pokemon from the same evolution line, but I really love this Latios drawing, so I had to put this at number 3. And this is a very different style from the rest of the things I've showed you. It looks to me, I don't know how to describe it, like it looks like it's almost like a magnet, and it's sort of not really on the paper. It looks like it's above the paper, and I don't know, I really like that idea, and it's something that I want to do more of, something I want to explore, and I like the shading I did. I tried not to go too crazy with the shading in the background, because that's something I can do. I can make stuff look really, really dark. It's just kind of a habit. I don't know, I really like this with the big thick lines. I used the Prismacolor black pencil to get those, and it has this very cartoony sort of pop art look. This is probably going to be something I'm going to either make more Pokemon or draw more Pokemon in this style, or make other videos with things in this style, because it's something I like and I want to play around with a little bit more. Yeah, so this is one I really like, but there are 2 more that sort of eke it out, so that's why this is at number 3. The numbers in this rankings aren't set in stone. It's just sort of an approximate, because I'm really bad at coming up with top 10s. So anyway, at number 2 is Regice. Now, I really like this one, as I said earlier, because of, as I said earlier, I don't use a lot of different tones in my shading, particularly in these videos. It's usually just the color and then black. But here I used 3, 4, maybe 5 different shades of blue to try to get the reflection on Regice, just to make it look like ice. And I particularly love this part right here. And even down here, just sort of the minor details I think came out really nicely. And I remember I spent a long time drawing this, and I was really obsessing over getting the different tones and making it look like it was ice. And I think I succeeded. I think this came out pretty well, if I do say so myself. I feel like these whole videos are just me patting myself on the back. Feel free to disagree in the comments below if you think that one sucks. Just tell me. I appreciate the comments and any criticism, hopefully constructive, that you could give me. So now my number 1 drawing, or what I say is the number 1 drawing, is Cradilly. Now the reason I picked this is, as I said in the beginning of the video, I like drawing just with pencil, just black and white. That's my preferred style. And there was something about this that just popped out. And I think it's because, as I said, I didn't go overboard with the shading. It's very minimalistic, just it's almost like the same tone of gray, not a lot of value. Most of it is white, and it to me has sort of a ghostly appearance, and it also looks like, I don't know how to describe it, just like an object on a table. I don't know, it looks like something you can just pick up. It doesn't look like a living creature, and I really like this. It's hard to explain. Maybe I think it's just because most of the grays are just very light, especially on the body right here. And I think that white part, I think that's what really gives it to me this sort of ghostly appearance. So yeah, this is the drawing that I think I like the best from my Gen 3 drawings. And that does it for this top 10. Probably in a few months, maybe even well over a year, I'll have a Gen 4 one. I'm eager to start drawing the Gen 4 Pokemon. By the time this video is uploaded, I will have already drawn a bunch. I have a huge stockpile of videos. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. There's a red button down there. And hooray! Gen 4 is about to start. I'm about halfway done, I think, with all the Pokemon. Or something like that. So please, if you've subscribed and stayed with me this long, please continue until the end. Thank you for watching.